Good morning, everyone. So we are back with the subject Transportation Engineering 1. Myself, Assistant Professor Nitish Mohite, working in the Department of Civil Engineering, Bharati Vidyapit's College of Engineering, Kolhapur, and I have completed my Masters in Engineering Civil Structures. Okay. So we will have a brief review that what points we have covered in the last lecture. So basically, we have gone through the points like correspondingly what do you mean by highway alignment, what are the requirements of good highway alignment, what are the factors that control the alignment, okay, correspondingly what is the classification of the road, okay, and so on. So in the today's lecture we are going to move further to the new points that we are going to discuss today, that is road network patterns. Then what are the types of road patterns? Then what are the pros and cons? That is nothing but advantage and disadvantage of the road patterns. Then various planning surveys required for the highways, okay, or which are required during the fixing the highway alignment, okay. So starting with the first, okay, that is nothing but road network pattern, okay. So here you can see where many roads are correspondingly approaching to a common junction point, okay. So they have provided a certain garden in between them, okay, so that there is no such kind of traffic congestion, okay, and there is smooth movement. Also you can see signals are being provided, okay, at the corners so that they can regulate the traffic, okay. So correspondingly in the road network pattern we are going to see that what type of road network pattern should be adopted and where it should be adopted. So when the road is constructed in patterns like rectangular, radial, hexagonal, etc., for the proper management of traffic and also to interconnect the branch roads with main roads, then it is called road pattern. Okay, so basically you might have seen that rectangular means what? Correspondingly, they are perpendicular to each other. So here you can see it is nothing but a radial one. Okay, so in which the certain center part is radial one, okay, and in which the roads are being connected with each other, so which connect the branch road with the main roads, so it is called as road pattern. So this reduces correspondingly the basic principle of providing a proper road network pattern is nothing but to reduce the time and distance that the vehicle will take to reach the destination place, isn't it? So correspondingly, if we are providing such kind of proper road network pattern, so in such a case of emergency case, okay, so emergency vehicles like ambulances, then fire engines, etc., will reach their destination place at the time, okay, so without having any kind of time consuming, okay. So correspondingly the road pattern plays a vital role in the management of traffic, but it is neglected by most countries. So we are knowing that in many of the cases we don't consider this road network pattern, and which results in traffic congestion. So this road network pattern plays an important role for controlling the traffic engineering, okay, for traffic, okay. So this is the point that I was discussing, that increases the response time for normal vehicles as well as emergency vehicles. So in case of emergency vehicles, they can also reach their target, and correspondingly, the regular normal vehicles also can reach their targets. Okay. Moving further, okay. So what are the types of road patterns? Okay. So basically, there are 6 types. So first one is rectangular or block pattern. Second one is radial or star and block pattern. Third one is radial or star and circular pattern. Then radial or star and grid pattern. Hexagonal pattern. And last one, minimum travel pattern. So we will see one by one. So first one is rectangular or block pattern. Okay. So this is rectangular or block pattern. So here you can see, okay. So in this pattern, okay, the whole area is been divided into rectangular blocks. So correspondingly, you can see the entire area has been divided into rectangular blocks. So streets or branch roads intersect with each other at right angle. So wherever the roads are intersecting, so they make an 90-degree angle, that is right angle. The main roads also bypass. Okay, so this is the main road, or here also might be a main road. Okay, so the main roads always pass through the center and it should be wide enough. Okay, so basically, so this kind of rectangular or block pattern, which you call it as, so they are telling that the main road should be wide enough so that correspondingly it can meet the traffic congestion. So branch roads may be narrow as compared to main roads, so which we in generally call it as small roads, so which are been in between the two plots. Okay, so from where only a four-wheeler, single four-wheeler can pass, so that branch roads may be narrow. So the main roads should be provided with a direct approach to the outside city. So correspondingly, this main road should be provided in such a manner that they should connect to the higher correspondingly order, that is from village road to major district roads or other district roads and so on. Okay, correspondingly you can see another sketch here. Okay, likewise here, so likewise this is are the main roads. Okay, and this width also you can see what is the width of the main road, and these are the roads which are been having a narrow width. Okay, so entire area has been divided into rectangular parts. So here also you can see the example of, okay, Chandigarh. So where the main roads are there and the entire plots are being divided into rectangular and they have been connecting to the main roads. Okay, so here plots are being correspondingly in the rectangular part. Okay, and so they are connecting directly to the main roads. Okay, next. So this is an example of Rajarampuri located in Kolhapur, southern part. Okay, so here also you can see the entire area has been divided into rectangular parts. Okay, and they are being connected to the main roads. Okay, so this is nothing but the main road, so which is having wide road, and they are connecting directly to the main road. Okay, so as compared to the main road, this width of road is a narrow one. Okay, so all the lengths which are there total, they are connecting. Okay, so which are having a length or width correspondingly lesser as compared to the main road. Okay, so this is the satellite view, okay, of the same part. Okay, so here you can see these are the main roads. Okay, so which are being shown by the green. Okay, and interior are small roads which are having a smaller width as compared to the said main road. So basically, the advantage of providing such kind of rectangular type of road network pattern is that correspondingly it can be used for construction of buildings. Okay, so which can be placed back to back. Okay, and which are having roads on their front. Okay, correspondingly it is widely adopted in city mode only basically, and construction and maintenance is quite easy as it can be operated from both the sides of the said building. But the main disadvantage of such kind of provision of said rectangle pattern is that, so it is not convenient because roads are perpendicular to each other, which increases the rate of accidents because we are not knowing from at what speed the car is driving. Okay, from the other part, and due to the poor visibility at a perpendicular junction. Okay, so at the perpendicular junction there are chances of getting accidents. So this is the main drawback or the disadvantage of provision of the said rectangular pattern. Okay, next is nothing but radial or star and block pattern. Okay, so in this case it is nothing but a combination of a star and a block pattern. Okay, so in which the area has been divided correspondingly into radial network. okay, from the center outwardly with a block pattern network of roads in between the radial main streets. Okay, so this is nothing but the center parts, and the roads are being just provided radially, and in which the area or the construction can be done in the rectangular manner. Okay, so here you can see, so this is the area in which the built up construction can be done. So this is the central business area or focal point. Okay, so this is the radial road and this is the ring road. So the advantage of provision of this radial or star and block pattern is nothing but it is less risky as compared to the rectangular pattern, and it reduces the level of congestion at the primary bottleneck junction. So we have seen in the first road pattern slide that such kind of circular only road pattern was being provided, so which reduces the correspondingly level of congestion. And if one radial road is blocked, then another can be used as an alternative in such a case. But the main disadvantage is that this, if you are going to provide such kind of road pattern, so in such a case, if you are going for provision of rail transitions, okay, so which makes it impossible. Okay, and it is only effective on when two lane ramp traffic is only required, where in order to merge the downstream of the ramp. Okay, so it is okay, but correspondingly whenever there is future scope of provision of rail transition, so in such a case we cannot go for provision of such kind of pattern. Okay, third one is nothing but radial or star and circular pattern. Okay, so here you can see again it is nothing but the pattern in which the main roads, that is correspondingly radial roads, radiates from the central point. Okay, so from the central point, this correspondingly roads are being divided and are connected with concentric roads, that is nothing but the ring roads. So these are the main roads, okay, so which are being connected to the ring roads, and that are also radiating outwards only. Okay, so here you can see it. So this is the example of here New Delhi. Okay, so which are radiating outside. Okay, so this is circular one entire. So basically it is safe as compared to the above patterns because vehicles travel in the same direction. Okay, so whenever the vehicles are going to move, so they are traveling in the same direction only. Okay, so roundabouts presents in this pattern, so which are, these are nothing but the roundabouts which are present, improves the efficiency of a traffic flow. So in such a case, if there is any kind of traffic junction, so they can be just diverted from one ring road to the other ring road. Okay, and using a circular pattern in place of a traffic signals reduces the possibility of rare end crashes. Correspondingly, if there are chances of crashes, so it can be diverted. But for the main disadvantage is that providing a good curve like this requires provision of super elevation, which is nothing but the geometric design, and it is nothing but quite challenging job for the engineers, and which affects the driving ability mainly to the old drivers which face the problem due to declines in the vision, hearing. Okay, and there is necessary proper provision of the traffic signal in such a case, because as we are saying that we can divert the said our traffic from one junction to the other point. Okay, so in such a case we require proper provision of the traffic signal, road markings and lightning to alert that the drivers which are going to come from one roundabout to the second. Okay, so other person who is going to drive from that place only, same ring road or roundabout, can get an idea. Okay, so for this purpose, the splitter islands should be extended far enough to provide pedestrian refuse crosswalk. Okay, so that is nothing but the central part. Okay, moving further to the fourth part, that is radial or star and grid pattern. Okay, so here you can see radial or star and grid pattern. Okay, so this pattern is formed by the combination of star and grid pattern. Okay, so this you can see, and it is nothing but the certain grid, and it looks like correspondingly the star. Okay, so as in other, a radial network of road radiates from the center outwardly, same as of the previous. Okay, the main radial streets. Okay, so which are the radial streets? Correspondingly, these streets are interconnected by providing a grid pattern. So which are so in the previous it was around one roundabout, but here it is straight. Okay, so in such a case, they connect here each other, and correspondingly the persons can travel along with the radial road. Okay, so which increases the efficiency of land usage and unit density, and correspondingly whatever the construction is there, you can do it very well. So which correspondingly provides a high safety to the vehicular traffic with high proportion of three-way intersections. Okay, and which reduces the cut through traffic. But for the construction of high rise buildings, okay, so correspondingly due to the provision of such kind of roads, okay, you are supposed to provide extra need for extra traffic signals and road marking and lightnings. Okay, that was regarding the radial or star and grid pattern. Next one, fifth one is the hexagonal pattern. Okay, so in this, the entire area is divided into hexagonal parts. Okay, so here you can see the entire part has been divided into hexagonal parts. So three roads meet the built area boundary by the sides of the hexagons at every corner of the hexagon. Okay, so correspondingly, the roads are meeting at the corners. Okay, forming a hexagon which can be further divided into suitable sizes. Okay, so here you can see a hexagonal has been formed, and the entire part again is being subdivided into certain parts. Okay. So in such case, that is in the case of hexagonal part, the size of the plot may vary. It doesn't remain common. Okay, and the last part or the last type of road pattern is nothing but minimum travel pattern. So in this, the city center, okay, is connected with suburban city centers and neighbor centers with the shortest roads to make the road short. Okay, so in general we can call it as shortcut. Okay, so we can take the turns wherever we require, but the construction of the road in such a manner is a difficult one, and we don't get such kind of size of plot for the construction of the or for the provision of such kind of road pattern. Okay, got it. So these were the various road pattern. Moving further, so now we are well aware about correspondingly what do you mean by highway alignment, what are the factors controlling the provision of the highway alignment, what type of road network we require, where what are the advantages and disadvantages. But before going for the said provision of any type of road network or before finalizing the road alignment, we are supposed to do certain surveys. Okay, so that are nothing but planning surveys. Okay, so various types of surveys that we are supposed to do are nothing but we are supposed to go for map study, then reconnaissance survey, then preliminary survey, then location survey, engineering survey for highway, and topographic survey. So this all type of surveys we are supposed to undergo and do take into consideration whatever are the remarks that are being given by the engineer, and according to that only we are going to mark the alignment of the said highway or the road. So we'll see one by one. So in the map study, okay, so first in the map study, so this is nothing but the beginning in which various data in the forms of maps, aerial photographs, charts or graphs, etc. are collected, and correspondingly the topographical maps which are done by the Survey of India are available with 15-meter to 30-meter contour interval that are also been taken, and the maps which show the various topographical features like rivers, hills and valleys. Okay, then correspondingly we are supposed to take into consideration whatever the features of the grounds are available, and according to that in the office only we can basically fix the alignment of the road in the or by doing the map study. So possible alignment can be fixed based on the details like, so it should not pass through the valleys or lakes or ponds. Okay, so where we are supposed to provide the bridges. Okay, so correspondingly availability of a mountain, passing a mountain range, or in which the two stations which are supposed to be joining, they are at the different elevation by taking a suitable gradient. So such case we are supposed to do the study. Okay, and in which we can also know what is the length of the road can which is supposed to be constructed. Next one is the reconnaissance survey. So in the reconnaissance survey we are going to do the field survey. Okay, so in which survey party or the surveyor examines the general character of a fairly broad stretch of the land, okay, between the terminal stations in the field along with the proposed alternative alignments marked on the map. So whatever is the work which has been done previously in the office, so along with the data, a surveyor or the survey party will approach to the location of the site where it is supposed to be do the construction of the road. So they will mark correspondingly alternative alignments. Okay. So in this survey, simple instruments like which we have seen in the surveying subject, that is nothing but minor instruments like Abney level, tangent clinometer, barometer, or prismatic compass we used to collect the additional details which are required. Okay. So basic objective of doing the reconnaissance survey is nothing but so which the data, if the data is not been available accurately on the map, so by having the site visit or by locating the having a walk through the site entire, we can get the idea that if there was missing any point or the data, like suppose a valley, pond, lake, marshy land is there, or any permanent structure is there. So likewise, we can get the details. Then correspondingly, geological features like so which what type of soil is present there. Okay. So correspondingly, whether the road which is to be constructed over that surface, whether the surface of the land, whether it is suitable or whether there will be any kind of settlement. Okay, then correspondingly, what type of material will be required, whether the material available is there or labors are available or there or not. So, and also we can determine the approximate gradient which is to be provided. Okay, and certain obligatory points, so which are mandatory. Okay, and correspondingly, we can find out two or three alternatives. Okay, by having the reconnaissance survey. Next, we are going to do the preliminary survey. So the art of finding the details of alternative alignments found suitable during the reconnaissance survey is known as preliminary survey. So in the reconnaissance survey, we are going to have 2 to 3 alignments. Okay. So from which we are going to finalize final alignment. Okay. So correspondingly, from which we can go on whether we can go for the accurate working. So that's nothing but in which preliminary survey is done. So in such a case, we go for the instruments like chain, then corresponding prismatic compass, leveling instrument, plane table, theodolite, or total station. Okay. And correspondingly, we can get the details that where what are the details of topography, where the drainage is supposed to be provided, then correspondingly, which is the good road alignment, okay, as compared to first two. Okay, so in order to estimate the cost of construction, okay, of the if there is requirement of provision of bridge, if any canal cross is supposed to be provided, and to finalize the best alignment from construction, maintenance, and traffic operation point of view. So that we are going to do in the preliminary survey. Next one is the location survey. So in the location survey, so which is been done in order to get correspondingly, which is in which when the final alignment is been done and correspondingly we can locate that particular alignment from the reference points. Okay. So in this, we are making use of theodolite, level, plane table, tape, etc. Okay, but correspondingly, as I told you, the information which is required for the preparation of plans, okay, or construction details of the highway project So this detailed survey is required, that is location survey, and correspondingly we can determine the cost of total road project. So this is required when we are going to locate exactly the final alignment of the said highway or the road. Next one is the engineering surveys. Okay, so engineering surveys is nothing but correspondingly when the selection of the final alignment or the final center line is done with the help of planning survey, the next part is to perform an engineering survey. So in such a case of the engineering survey, we are supposed to go for the traffic surveys, then soil and material surveys and drainage surveys. Okay, so unless and until we are not knowing for what purpose we are going to do the construction of the highway, how much is the volume of the traffic going to utilize that particular road, what type of material is required for the construction, whether it should be flexible or whether it should be rigid, what type of or correspondingly what should be the width of the road. Okay, so all that data we are going to do or collect by doing the engineering survey for highway. So unless and until you are not knowing what type of material is required, or you are not doing the study of the soil or drainage survey or doing the traffic survey, you cannot go further for the construction of the said road. Got it? So this was regarding the 2 points that we are which were the major part. Okay, before going for the geometric design, which we are going to see in the next lecture, that is nothing but should be the length, what should be the width, what should be the height of the vehicle, at what speed the car or a particular vehicle should drive its vehicle. Correspondingly, what is the side distance, what is the stopping side distance. Okay, then moving further, at a depending upon the slope of the land or the area or a particular gradient, what type of gradient should be provided. So that has been mentioned in the IRC 73. Okay, so that we are going to make use of that. Okay, then correspondingly we are going to see that how the terrain classification is been done. Okay, then what is the effect of braking. Okay, because when you are going to travel with your vehicle, so if all of the sudden you are supposed to apply the brakes, so in such a case, okay, so what should be the side distance or the distance between two vehicles at which you can apply the brakes. Then correspondingly the vehicle which is going to be transported over the said highway, so it should be how much loaded. Okay, so what should be the clearance between the two vehicles? Okay, so between the two vehicles which are in the same direction or which are just parallel to each other. Okay, so how much lengths, whether it should be 2 lane, 4 lane, 6 lanes, how much should be the said lengths? Then what are the various elements of a road? So by drawing a cross-sectional road in embankment, okay, or in filling, correspondingly, that is cutting and filling, we are going to see various elements, that is what is the exact roadway, what do you mean by camber, shoulder, road margin. Okay, then what do you mean by side drain, what do you mean by carriageway, what do you mean by curve, what are the various types of curves. Okay, and depending upon the number of lanes, what should be the length of the carriageway. Okay, then correspondingly how much should be the roadway length, okay, or road width, that we are going to